deliveries from Amazon. So open this one up first because it's something for my aquarium plants. Nothing too fancy. So these are little packets of root tabs for aquarium plants. You gonna focus? There you go. Want the QR code for them? There you go. So I found these on Amazon. So you get a bunch of them for cheap, you know, compared to like Seachem's root tabs and American Aquarium Co-op's root tabs and stuff like that. So a lot cheaper to buy it from there, and you get whatever. So check them out on the Amazon site. Here at the Amazon site here, we have the Blue Lake Root Tabs Aquarium Plant Fertilizer. 15/9/12, size 00, Osmocote plus 200 count. So if you're looking for a cheaper, more cost-effective root tabs for your aquarium plants, this is the place to be. This is your Blue Lake brand. 200 count is $17.98. And of course, this is your typical plant root fertilizer, and it says it feeds up to 2 months, and it gives you all the good stuff that will make your aquarium plants happy. So, of course, these things do float, so it's kind of a little bit of a hindrance to get these things to stay in the root zone. So sometimes what I find best to do is to just to nip it a little bit with a pair of scissors, and then go ahead and as you have it in the water, you can give it a little bit of squeezes with either with your fingers or your tongs to let the air out and let the water in, and then you'll have less a chance of having it frustrate you and have the tablets automatically float to the surface. So that's that for this little segment. We'll continue with the video already in progress. So there you go. And then this thing is the star of the show. So what this is a proper spanner. This is a tool for taking lenses apart, camera lenses. And it has a set of protective caps here. One side is flat bladed, and the other side is pointed. See the points? So it's a tool to take camera lenses apart, but it's also a good tool to take flashlights apart. So you get a set of thumb screws and a set of Allen bolts in case you want to make it permanent, where you're not always adjusting it and stuff like that, so you can lock these in place permanently. So that's kind of handy if you need that. What I bought it for is for taking these apart, because these have these internal rings to lock them down, so you can use them for the outside ring. I already had this one loose in a previous video. But as you can see, if I get the right, there we go. See the holes on the internal rings? So you can kind of, there you go, that's a real good shot. Them little pointed parts can go into them rings and take them apart. Because it's kind of hard to take them apart with just, nothing. So now, I got the proper tool to make the job easier. So now I can just set up the tool here to fit into the holes. Now I can take these rings apart without trying not to score it all to hell. So you can just twist them. So that's handy. I like them. So before we go any further of ripping this thing apart, see what's inside, let's check this tool out on Amazon. Here at the Amazon site, we have the eTone Ultra Fine Photo Accessories Spanner Wrench Tool for SLR, DSLR, Large Format Camera Lens Repair Opening Retaining Ring Remover. So this is a tool for retaining rings that either have slots or holes. So this is the perfect tool. This is meant for taking your camera lenses apart, but it also is a great tool for opening up flashlights, because you have the pointed end for the holes in the rings, or you have the slotted ends for the castle-like retaining rings. And this is a perfect tool to take that stuff apart. And of course, it's made out of stainless steels. Jaw opening is from 10 to 100 millimeters, so you got quite a bit of adjustability. And of course, you can manipulate these particular rods depending on where you want the location. So if you got a shallow, you can have it in the lower and upper rings. If you need a more deeper tool, then you can move the whatever side of the tool you're using to the upper and middle, and then you can have a longer reach. And we got the rest of the criteria here. So now that's it for this segment. We'll go back to the video. Already in progress. There you go. And it's not much money. And it's something that, might come in handy for other items that you might run into. Something that you might need to take apart that has these rings in them. Internal rings or castle rings or however you want to call it. There's the ring that holds the LED on. Now let's see if we can take this outer ring off, because I wasn't successful of taking it apart the last time because it was in too tight. So now I have it in there. So now I can just twist it apart. Before we get too crazy here, we'll take the barrel off. So we can get this part off, the driver board. So now we can use the flat sides to take that apart. So nice when you got the right tools to take this stuff apart with. Makes the job so much easier. Look at that. Look how nice that come right out. So now that I got the outer ring apart, I'm going to just take the whole thing apart. So there you go. So this is the part that holds the strike bezel out from coming all the way out. And this is your main heat sink for the LRD, the wannabe XHP. So, you know, if you see listings for XHPs, they're pretty much all the same. This little animal is a 6 volt, and some of them are 3 volt or 3.4, 3.7, stuff like that. And then you can take the driver board out. That just pushes through. So here's the main driver board. I already ripped off a wire. That's all right. So here we got the, this is your main input board. And then it's got the button board. And then it's got the board for the power bank right there. And then it's got the main drive board for all the silly little modes and stuff like that. And then there's some more chips on there. It's actually quite a bit in these little buggers, just for high, medium, low, strobe, and SOS. But then you got all the circuitry for the power bank side of it. So, you know, if you didn't care about the power bank, you could, you know, drastically reduce this down and put a different board in it, you know, like a 6 volt driver board. And that might be a possibility too with these things. If I decide to get another one, just eliminate all this garbage that's in it. And of course there's the wire that pulled off. Bad solder joint. Because that just, that literally just popped right off the board. So, but that's what they get for using that crappy lead-free bullshit. So yeah. Of course the chips are, I believe they're marked. So I could see what they are and what they do. And then find out which one is the actual, maybe flashlight board, and maybe even disable it and put a real board in there. But yeah, so having the proper tools is the way to go for taking flashlights apart, or anything else that has an internal ring that is just screwed together with, you know, 2 pins or 2 holes in the ring. Or if you got like that, where the you can mesh the pins in. Yeehaw! So I'll set that up. Pretty cool, ain't it? I think so. And like, better shot of these things. There's the 2 holes. See the 2 holes? That meshes in perfectly. Nice. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.